Nice hairstyle, Dell.
Yeah, man. Rocking the uni. Oh, our unicorn doesn't have a horn anymore. What the hell?
That's because you have it.
Yeah, man. Pointy unicorn. Pointy. Okay, so let's. Let's do the spew, and then we'll get into it.
Mhm.
Whoever the one person was, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for leaving. Welcome to another exciting episode of our Daily Magic.
Yes.
We are here to cultivate magic. Cultivate magic within ourselves, cultivate magic within others, cultivate magic together. Our belief and embodiment is we are all magical as fuck in our own unique way. You, whoever's listening, whoever will listen, you're magical as well. We're magical in our own unique way. And we like to have conversations to prove that you are. So my name is Dell, the unicorn from my unicorn horn. And
I'm Kai.
awesome. And welcome, whoever is watching right now. We appreciate you like always.
Yeah.
And let's do something different today before we get into it. Let's see. Okay. Always had to check in like intuitively. Okay, intuition. How should we start this? I wanted to just allow it ourselves and whoever listens to just get into the moment together. Not like let's lead a guided meditation. No, let's just get present. You're here, we're here. Let's get conscious of what's happening right now together. Besides just my breath or my speaking, my breath that's coming through the projection of voice, I was about to just say the breath. We're breathing right now in our own unique way. We don't need to do a synchronized breath together or anything like that. Count the whatever the numbers are. Just get conscious that we're breathing, because us getting conscious of what's happening in the moment allows us to get conscious together for what's happening together in the moment. So I just wanted to start it off with that. And I was talking to my wonderful wife and wanted to have a conversation, and the topic is, was it a magical choice?
Magical choices.
Magical choices.
Yep.
So magical choices. Why that I feel the nudge to have a topic about magical choices.
Why did you?
Thank you. Good audience. What is behind door number 4? So the reason why I decided to go with that, the magical choices, and of course got the A-OK from the wife, like the sales approach, I got to talk to my wife first. So I talked to my wife first because this is our show together. And she felt intuited for this as well, to talk about magical choices. Now, what is that? If you get present, like we are right now, let's get present to your own unique life. We all are living our own unique life up to this moment. And of course, in this unique life we're living, we have experiences. We have people that we deal with in our lives, some for a season, some for more than a season, but there's all these different experiences that are happening. Now, with all these different experiences, different interactions, different situations that happen in our own unique life, there's a lot of variables outside of our control that can happen. Of course, we can try to control these experiences that happen a certain way, but it just takes so much effort to try to control ourselves and others to have the experience that we want. And to be honest, it can be sort of manipulating others to do it and everything else. That's a different topic. But as I was mentioning, all these different experiences that we can experience in our life, a lot of stuff that's out of control. Let's give another example, the one I always love to use. You made a decision that I'm going to go to the supermarket. Okay, you decide to go to the supermarket. You're ready to go. You have the fixation that I am ready to go to the store. What happens? Your keys are somewhere that you don't know. And now you're lost. You get in a frantic mode. And right here in this moment of losing your keys, you have a choice. The variable is I want to go to the store and my keys got lost. So I have a choice. Am I going to get angry about this being out? Am I going to get frustrated? Am I going to give up that, okay, maybe it's not meant for me to go to the store. I'm just going to sit around. But then your stomach starts growling. And we have a choice. We can try to find the keys and be on our way. But then what happens from there? You find your keys, and then we have another choice. Are we going to bring back the moment of when we lost our keys into this moment in which we have our keys? Or we actually, okay, got my keys, now I can go. That was one. So now you're in your car. You're deciding to drive, go to wherever store you're going to, and now there's an accident. An accident happened on the road. The accident on the road, of course, it's going to stop you from making it to the restaurant or supermarket, restaurant, whatever, the same time that you normally would do, because it's like a normal commute. But this day, there is an accident. Now, there's another variable that's outside of our power that's happening. But we have a choice for this one as well. How are we going to handle the fact that this accident has happened now, in which we're not involved with, but there's just an accident down the road, but it's causing traffic for you after the fact you just lost your keys and you collected yourself from that. And now you're deciding to go and get stuck in the accident. We have a choice now. What are some choices? You can definitely throw one off. What will be some choices you feel if you're on your way to the store and accident happens?
Road rage.
The road rage. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, ciao.
We have a choice with that one too, with the accident, the road rage, being upset, getting angry. Why is this happening? I just lost my keys, and now you brought the keys back into the moment. I lost my keys, I found my keys, and now I'm on my way here, and now I got stuck in this accident now, and now I'm stuck in traffic, and all I want to do is get to the supermarket, get my food, and eat. And oh man, freaking accident, man. Why is it called accident? It should be called stupid ass drivers. Stupid ass drivers doing stupid ass shit. The reason I'll say that because that's what something I would say when the accident happens. So. But also I know that people resonate with that because like I'm not the only one who thinks that. I'm just the only one really right now that's being the only one to share in this moment. So that can happen, or maybe like, oh wow, this accident just happened. Hope that people are okay. Thank goodness that my keys were lost at the time it was, because if I potentially got my keys at the time I was ready to go, that could be me on the side of the road now. Perspective. Choices. And I wanted to bring that in now, because just from that story, life, events, choices. We have a choice for how we want to react to life, how we want to respond to life. Even though sometimes in these moments, emotions happen, we're human, things can happen, and our choice that we make could be something that's out of anger, out of upset, out of sadness, and it happened before. But then what could potentially happen, especially for those of us out there who are on this self-discovery journey of just learning more about ourselves, learning more about why we do the things that we do, why we have the beliefs that we have. We start to take a step back and start to go back into previous moments of relationships, previous moments of just experiences with life, experiences with our family, experiences with friends, experiences in all different aspects of our life in which we made a choice to respond to it in whatever way. And what can happen is these moments, especially the moments that really upset us in the moment, and we don't actually have the space to process those in the moment, they can start to morph the way that we start to make choices in the future. So in the present moment, we can still be making a choice based upon our experiences in the previous experience that we had. Let's say, for example, for relationships. Let's say we had a lot of healing type of relationships in which there's a lot of lessons, a lot of things dealt with, and it was considered, what's the term, toxic, a toxic thing, in which you finally decided to actually leave that situation. Or maybe you're an opposite end. Maybe you were the toxic person as well. And you learned a lesson about just how you were showing up in those moments as well. What can happen, especially to people who have experienced a toxic type of relationship and they overly allow themselves to go through the process of that longer than they felt that they should have done it. But they did it for the hope of maybe things can change. And of course, it didn't. There could be resentment, there could be anger, there could be, of course, fear of that type of situation happening again. So, what can happen is our protective mechanism, known as the ego, as they would say, would try to protect us from having those situations again. So, the fear of that happening, we could potentially limit ourselves in life experiences moving forward for prevention of those things happening. But what can also potentially happen, especially when those moments haven't had the proper space to be dealt with, to be healed, to be worked through, is any situation that mimics a potential remembrance of those experiences happening again, we shut off. We we could potentially put a label like, okay, this is happening again, and decide to like cut it off, decide to leave it. And the universe, the universe is funny because like these type of experiences that we have, and we made a choice that we had in a moment, the universe tests us as well. So sometimes in the moment, we may think a situation is going on, and if we're not able to process it and be with it and really get present into the present moment and asking those questions, is it true, before our ego comes in and we decide to run with the ego and respond to it out the ego, then we can have that experience going on in our mind that we think is a reality, and then we react based upon that reality. So that's what I was saying about choices. That's another choice. And life gives us opportunities at every moment to make a choice. And of course, we do make a choice. But now, like for myself, and I welcome those who are open to it as well, is start to get curious about the choices that you make right now. Why do you make the choices that you make? Like honestly, like ask yourself that question, especially if you're making choices in your life that you know are not serving you, and things that you may have made before that now you no longer want to make them. You want to make some new choices. Get honest for why you're making the choices that you make right now. And the cool thing about it is, like I was saying earlier today, is how life up to this moment is just a result of our choices that we made in moments leading up to now. And we can take that in, and I welcome you to take that in. Then we get to create different choices, to create a different way that we want to experience our life. What would you like to choose? I'm done. Tip your waitress.
Well, I'd like to answer one of the questions that you were asking, and that was about the why making certain choices the way they're being made. And please, in the comments, whoever's watching, like, why are you making the choices that you're making? Or even if you feel like reflecting, why have you?
Yeah.
And I was reflecting with some ladies today on a Zoom call, and we were talking about something very similar. And I realized that a lot of the choices that I had previously made in my life leading up to this present moment were a result of running away from something, were a result of avoiding something, maybe even avoiding feeling something. And, having that awareness, and, I've come to this conclusion before, it's really present for me now, is that I can make the choice to move toward something, like maybe toward what the reality that I want to create, or toward what it is that I love, or toward what it is that I'm passionate about. However, just having that awareness and watching my previous experiences of how I made choices to run away from something, which looked like not knowing what I wanted, just needing to go in the opposite direction of what I didn't want, led to a lot of not having what I wanted.
Here we go. Who is this?
Yeah, who's making this comment? We'd love to know.
I'm guessing it's y'all.
Right. That's the guess. Because I make choices. I make the choices I make to create more abundance, safety, healthy relationship, and joy for myself, for others, and for the planet. Heck yeah.
I like that. That's a great like anchoring that down and making choices based upon that. And we'll love to know like from anchoring that type of choice, what type of actions with those choices do you take with that? So whoever that is, we'll love to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, the choices. And I was thinking about before how I made a choice to lose weight. And making a choice for me to lose weight, I made the choice, but also I took more action towards it and got honest with myself as well. Honest myself in the moment. Okay, I want to do this. I have tried this before. It didn't work for me. Or what new actions could I be able to take? But when I asked myself that question, I didn't force like my egoic mind to like come up with an answer to take.
Mm-hmm.
I allowed the current of the universe to like flow to me and give me the answers for it. And truly what happened was, it was probably later on during that day. That's when my friend Axel from CrossFit Clan hit me up like, yo, come work out. Come do this. Come work out. Come in here and work out. And I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I haven't did CrossFit in like 4 years. And also the fact, like, I was like, yo, like, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I was 285. This was in January, 285. And I had two choices. One, continue to do the path out with the choices that got me to 285.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to do those choices in which I would inevitably got to 300 pounds and up, which would have been even the heaviest I've ever been in my life. Or decided to choose to do something new, but also got honest with myself and what I needed in the moment as well. With that, I need some more accountability, and also like just be able to like work in camaraderie, work out with like a camaraderie or like a community type of thing, community support. And that's when I got the message. I'm like, oh crap. I mean, the universe also giving it to us, having dreams of me being back in the gym like months before I even gotten the message as I'm talking about it. And I'm like, why am I think I told you about that. Like, I had a dream I was back at like CrossFit Clan working out. And I was it was like a premonition, but getting that support and accountability of what I needed right now as I made the choice of what I wanted to do and getting the support for it helped to accelerate it. And now, of course, I'm in the momentum of it. We're doing it for over like 7 months now, but also now I'm choosing to go to another level with it as well. So it's like the choice. And for me now, and I'm sure it resonates with you and whoever's listening, the choice is we can always take the choice to another stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like raise the vibration of it. Like choosing to do something a certain way, there's always an infinite level of doing what you're doing. Of course, if the way you're doing it is satisfying for you, then do it.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
And for me, like, and people may have different definitions. The way that I see choices are that you can choose. There's an infinite number of choices.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But when the word decision is used, I usually like associate that with like, oh, I'm deciding between this or this, right? So decisions in that sense, I feel are like, it's like limited. It's like, oh, I'm deciding between A, B, C, and D. Maybe you want something else, that's outside of that set of decisions. So I like to make sure that, like I'm in the awareness that I'm choosing and not deciding with that kind of definition.
Yeah. And can I expand upon that?
Sure.
With decision?
Mm-hmm.
Decision for me is putting your energy, your focus one certain way. Not like I'm deciding between this or this. It's like I'm doing this. And then from there, the infinite choices for me going on this path. So let's say, for example, I don't want to be broke anymore. I want to make money. the choice, make money, or the decision. I'm making a decision that I'm going to make more money. That's my decision. And now allowing the infinite choices that I can do, because there's infinite ways to make money out there, and finding the ways that resonate with you in the moment with that decision you made that I'm about to make money. And the same thing with me with the decision to lose weight. There's infinite ways, infinite choices I can make to lose weight. Detoxes, liposuction, all the abundance of exercises I can do, yoga, all these different things. But I made a decision, I'm losing weight. Because if I feel like I'm choosing to lose weight, it's still like, for me, it's like, that first anchor foundation for me is the decision. I'm deciding, and also I'm declaring this is going down. And now I'm going to choose the things that resonate with the decision that I've made to do whatever this is. So that way, my mind, my body, my spirit is all in alignment and focused on this one task that's at hand. So that's my way for the decision. But also, I can see where you're coming from that as well, because there's something that we get told. What are you going to decide? Which choice? What do you decide, chocolate or vanilla?
In response to the actions being taken, it says following my joy, listening to the sensations in my body and to my dreams, playing to my strengths, acknowledging my limits, and asking for help and support when I need it.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this choice thing, I want to take it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something collectively for us in this moment, in our collective co-creation of a reality that we have going on right now. And all the things that are going on. Don't need to name them. We all know. If you're here on social media, then you got the information for all the stuff's going on. But this actually gives us an opportunity to choose. To choose, how do we interpret it? How do we see things unfolding? What do we believe? What do we not believe? And also to choose, how are we going to live our reality, our life, based upon the information and experience that are collectively happening, or that's collectively happening right now. So I want to throw that to you, because I don't need to go through like all the stuff that's going on out there. If you don't know all the stuff's going on out there, Google it. Go watch the news for a day or something. But take in the presence all that stuff that's going on. How do you choose to live your life based upon how life is presenting itself to us collectively?
Mm-hmm.
And whoever's listening, feel free to chime in as well. Definitely like to hear your input too.
Yeah. Have a nice conversation with myself. And when I say self, I mean like self with a capital S. You know, just really listening first before acting and seeing what resonates with my being. And that's where I like to live from.
I like that. That's amazing. Oh, got a comment. There we go.
Hey.
There you go.
Hola, amigos. Amigo, amiga.
Hello. So, because a couple people chimed in and they hear the question, so I'll say the question again. And whoever's listening, feel free to give your input and answer.
Yeah.
So we're talking about magical choices in which life gives us experiences. Life presents us opportunities. Life presents us wherever life's going to present us. And a lot of the stuff is out of our control. Like, for example, what is going on in our present co-created reality called Earth right now. And what I asked, and Kai just answered it so magically, was, given all the stuff that's going on, I don't need to go through like the laundry list of all these things going on. How do you choose to live your life based upon how life is showing up for us collectively right now?
Love to hear what y'all think.
Y'all.
I love using that word.
I guess we'll wait. Well, not wait. Well, I guess in the process of waiting simultaneously, infinitely,
Yeah.
we're waiting. I'll share what I choose based upon the information
Yay.
because this is another like deep, for me, deep self-discovery and a self-realization that I came to, and also just asking those curious questions. And I've been asking these curious questions for a while now, and it got more heightened up due to the transition of my father last year, which I started asking questions of, like, where do we go when we leave here? What is the purpose of being here? What is really going on? Like this thing called life. What things are in my control? What things are out of my control? Which things are, why did things are happening the way that it's happening? Like questions like that. And I knew that I started to get some answers that resonated with me because it really expanded me, and also it allowed me to like just get deeper awareness for myself, for life, for others, integrate more compassion, more understanding, more love, and just more just expansion. And that's when I knew that okay, I'm on to something, because usually when I get to something and it's more of like a something that's more about me or about somebody else, and it like separates us. And this is just my belief. I feel like it's a truth, but it's a truth that is going to lead us to separation. And for myself, what I like to do is find truths that are bringing us together. Truths that like are really allowing us to all be co-created together. This co-creation. And also my belief is this is all one universal infinite bubble of an experiencer, and that's whoever you want to call higher power, God, higher power, your understanding, whatever it is. I don't want to go through the names. It's having unique, infinite experiences through each and every one of us. But in this process, there's a co-creation always at play. So even the people who are here, this is a co-creation at play. This is the experiencer experiencing itself through each and every one of us in this moment. But in these unique experiences, we have our life, in which in our life we have our unique things that happen, whether it's from our upbringings, from parents, our relationships, our own unique relationships that we have, and our own beliefs. And but I was asking, what is the essence of this? And of course, the essence of this experience, for all of us, experiences for each and every one of us, and also it's experience for us in our own unique way to have a deeper relationship and connection, if we want to, with this experiencer, this infinite intelligence, this divine nature, the creator of all of this. But here's something that really struck me a lot. And I'm like, wait, I have to ask this out loud because it was so profound that I'm like, wait a second. And this is the whole thing. And I was talking to you about this before, about like all these different things. People say there's a war going on. There's a battle. The good versus the evil, the dark versus the light, God versus the devil, all these different things. And I'm like, I asked the question, like, if the infinite creator is a creator of everything, and there's nowhere that it can't be, is the infinite creator at war with itself? Or does the infinite creator have this infinite, unconditional, powerful, loving, compassionate, forgiving energy, and it loves us so much that this energy can be used for whatever way we use it with our free will, because it loves us so much, and also it just wants to experience all these infinite ways to get back to love, if that's your choice. But even if you don't choose it, it's totally fine, because the infinite creator is experiencing things through you, and with someone, whether it's down the road or whether somebody in the moment, is going to be able to find a solution for that experience to actually get back to love, to be able to share it with people who are ready to hear how, in whatever situation they're going through, there was somebody who went through that and actually got back into that loving space of the infinite creator. That's the question, and also is a pondering thing that I was thinking about. I want to throw it out loud. And that's why I want to hear people's thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about that. Feel free, share.
So what's awesome is that I'm reading this book. It's called The Right Use of Will. And who is it by? It is by Cian Derohan, spelled with a C. And it was recommended to me by Juju. Thank you, Juju. And there's one thing that I read today. It says, it's just talking about like denying or accepting and embracing your emotions. And it says some denials, emotional denials, which are ultimately denials of your free will, by the way, is what this book says. So some denials reflected by family members are very deep and old. And says you may be reacting to what you have consciously or subconsciously denied and projected there. So reacting to what your family says when they are reacting to their deep denials. And then it says, when this is what's happening, you are not seeing the true essence. Bing.
Stay connected.
So the only thing that's keeping us from true essence, according to this book, is denial. Denial of your own free will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Powerful. And this brings us to another question as well. And this is about the whole forgiveness thing. Forgiveness and all this other stuff. And the infinite creator, the higher power you're understanding, all it does is love. So is it really us getting the forgiveness from something that just loves and feeling unconditionally? Or is it for us to get to awareness of forgiving ourselves and forgiving others so we can actually see what's really going on at all times?
Right. Yeah. That's what it takes to be here.
Yeah. Now just imagine that. Now imagine that for a little bit. Like, take that in. Like, let that marinate. All we have to do is to get to the point of just seeing the love in any experience. Ooh. Whoever that was synchronistically.
Well, they put that in there a couple minutes ago.
I know, yeah. But no, I'm just saying we just got to wherever this person was going.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. This imagines having that anchored of, and also a decision. A decision to see the beauty in everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Not selectively. Everything.
Yeah.
Being able to anchor something like that. Wow. I wonder what would happen. Matter of fact, come here. You want to come in? Say hello. Come on. You don't want to say hi? You do.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Oh, man. Say hello. There's people listening.
There you go. I like to say that I give up everything to be here. That's literally and figuratively. Give up anything that's not here in the present moment, just to be present to what is.
Like this.
Like this.
Can I tell you a story about bravery? About you being brave? Oh, you don't want me to tell you? Huh?
I don't care.
Huh?
I don't care.
I can? Okay. So about being in the moment, I just wanted to share with people my son's bravery. And I know this is going to help out so many people out there who might be afraid of putting himself out there for the fear of potential rejection. So Jaden, and by the way, his name is Jaden. Jaden had a crush on a girl. And we all have had crushes before in our lives, men and women. And what can happen when you have a crush is you get nervous, you get scared, you don't want to actually try to talk to this person. And for me, and it took me a while to get out of my shyness, I would be very shy around the person, like very shy. And I'm hoping that maybe this person likes me and makes the first move. I'm sure that sounds familiar. But what did this daredevil decide to do? He had a crush on the girl. And he decided to let her know, hey, I like you. Do you like me? And she said, yeah. So then, oh, she said no? Oh, never mind. I thought she said yeah. She said, I don't know, right? And then she said no? Okay. So she said, I don't know. But then what he did was he liked the girl and he decided to take that step, take that leap of faith. And he decided to ask her out. What happened? She told him no. Rejection. Something that we all avoided a lot of times in our life, to be rejected. Or maybe we got rejected before and now we live life and we choose to live life for the fear of rejection happening again. So, of course, my son got rejected. He was upset about it, but he was brave and was able to do that. And at this young age, to be able to step and be able to be brave and ask for what he wanted and to be okay with the rejection, even though he went through his process of being sad. This is all of us. We get sad from rejection, we go through our process of it. But he was able to already work through it and come to a realization that this is just one opportunity that the rejection happened. And there's an abundance of opportunities out there for him. So I just wanted to just bring that up here with his permission because I know that's could help whoever is listening that's afraid of doing something for the fear of rejection. And yeah, you might do something and you may get rejected, but the bravery and also it's like, okay, this happened, like the life variable, the life thing that presents us, and now we have a choice. How are we going to respond to this and how are we going to act moving forward with this? Are we going to put ourselves out there for another opportunity out there in which you could potentially get rejected again? But the bravery, I feel, the bravery of really just going after what you want and being okay with what comes for you going for what you want, eventually you will get rejected or eventually you will get it. So like, this is why I'm so proud of him. He is a role model for me, a role model for whoever's listening as well.
Me too.
Of just being brave. The big brave dog.
Look
at my Pikachu.
And he drew this Pikachu. Look at this. Look at this.
Amazing.
He's only 9, by the way. Only 9 years old. Drawing stuff like this. Great job. Yeah. Oh, look at that. You're getting some love.
Ah, nice.
But this is the other cool thing as well. This is a whole different topic. Conscious co-parenting, conscious parenting as well. Allowing your child to experience life. Oh, look at that. You got some love too. You got the heart thing. Right. Whatever that thing is, the heart, the emoji hugging the heart. But allowing your child to experience life, but also to allow your child to process what has happened from what life gives them in the moment. Because what can happen, and this happened with me with And I found out with this from getting therapy support and taking a look at why I was the way I was right now. And come to find out, I wasn't able to process things that happened to me that were little at the time, but became an avalanche because of all the other things in life that added on to that one little emotion. And here's a great example of this, because I know it's going to resonate with people, and it's pretty funny. And feel free to chime in with your stuff as well. I don't want to take the whole thing, but this one, I had resentment. I had resentment towards my parents, and I didn't know why. I just knew I had resentment, and I sat with it. I allowed this resentment to be here fully. Resentment, and the resentment showed me, to the root of it, it was resentment towards myself that I had to forget. And in the process of me really working with that resentment and shifting it for myself, I got to see that the reason I had resentment towards my parents was when I got told no for a championship belt that I wanted when I was like 10 years old. And I never processed it at that time because I was told it's not that big of a deal, which it was true. It was not that big of a deal. But when when we have a moment like that, when we get upset over something and somebody tells us it's not that big of a deal, we're in the moment, we're very upset, we feel some type of way. And when it's not processed, we're going to feel some type of way moving forward in every interaction, every experience that we have until we actually deal with it. So for me to actually be able to deal with that and go back into that childhood and one, resolve that, one, to see what the truth was about that, and three, to integrate it in the process, like, oh, wait, I can be the parent for myself for getting myself the championship belt, which I, of course, manifested that you saw. But this helped me now to integrate more. Oh, you want to move? This helped me to integrate a more parenting way with my son to really allow him to process his emotions now. So that way he's not an adult with a lot of emotions that happened from his childhood. And there's been a lot of major shifts that are starting to happen with him. But like moments like that of being brave and having a process to like have a space to process your emotions of you being that brave and going through that experience. How many of us would have loved to have that as a kid? And I'm sure people are going to raise their hand, whoever's listening as well. So that's why, for me too, for just thinking about the whole collective thing of this, a hope, because I know I'm not the only one out there doing this type of conscious parenting for children, but also more importantly, doing the conscious parenting for ourselves, being the parent that we wish we had in those moments to give us whatever we may need, and also to be the parent to go back to that kid part of us and be like, listen, you have the right to feel that the way that you're feeling, and let me be here for you, compared to like, no, it's not that big of a deal, because we can do that as well as, and it's not we're intentionally doing that. I'm sure if we saw the child version of us, we wouldn't be like, nah, get out of here, no. But energetically and internally, that's what happens when we reject those emotions that we felt before, and reject ourselves from experiencing those before, because it's just the part of us that's looking for the parent, looking for the friend, looking for the lover, looking for whatever we needed in those moments that we didn't get, to process that emotion and to be able to shift it. We all deserve it. We all deserve to really give ourselves what we need for those moments. And then here's the beauty of it. That person that you have that resentment or anger or bitterness towards, they're off the hook now, because you get to see that there's beauty in everything.
Garrett says, and I agree, that Jaden has a great dad.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just continue to improve. This is with every relationship. But what I realized for myself is the core foundation is the relationship with myself, no matter what. Because how I show up with any other relationship besides myself is just reflecting how I show up with myself. So for me, really setting that time to do my own inner healing, my own inner work, my own integration, and really just to be able to get support during the process, therapy, talking it out. And yet, it's a status quo. We're just talking about that. And somebody mentioned that, especially for our community, our other community, our color community out there, how therapy is shunned upon. Therapy isn't a good thing to do. But like, just imagine like you have all this bottled up pain and aggression and emotions that you've always been told that it's not okay to feel. Suck it up, man up. You're fine, and really you're not. You just want to be able to like talk, be heard, be acknowledged, and be able to work through stuff. But also in the process of that, have somebody to call you out on your shit. And that's what I was able to experience, and it's been so transformative. But the foundation is really doing that stuff for yourself, and everything else take care of itself. Because if what people do or what people say is irritating you, really, you are irritating you. It's just a reflection of whatever somebody else is doing to just show you what's going on inside of you.
Yeah, like with the coffee cup.
Coffee cup.
There's a post on the page. Yes, you are that parent. Thank you.
Thank you. So, we have 4 people here. I would love to hear from these people. What would you like to choose for your life? What things would you like to experience in your life? What decision from this conversation would you like to decide for your life? And what are you going to choose to go with that decision? Share. And whoever's listening later on, feel free to write in the comments. We're everywhere on Facebook, or not Instagram. We're on Instagram too. YouTube, Spotify, all the different places. Feel free to leave a comment. What choice from this conversation are you going to do? From the decision that you're going to make for your life. We already mentioned ours.
True.
And now I hear my son playing Fortnite. That's the coolest thing about kids as well. When you let them just be them, they process emotions pretty quickly.
Right.
Or told that this emotion's wrong. You're not supposed to feel this way. You gotta believe this, or else this is going to happen. I don't want to like get more into details about that, but yeah, that can be universal. But it can really hinder that childlike nature of us. And that's all that we're yearning for. I feel, well, that and a lot of other things, but one of the foundations for me, I was yearning to get back to my childlike nature of life. My childlike nature to make choices, childlike nature to have fun, childlike nature to play, childlike nature to show my toys.
Yeah.
And have these conversations. It was funny. I forgot what playground I went to before, but like when you see little kids or you see kids with each other, it's like old souls talking to each other about stuff. It's like they know. Like, oh yeah, hey there. Interesting reincarnation you got here.
Yeah. It reminds me, oh, here we go. Hey, Nate.
Nate.
You read this one, Dell?
Yeah. So, brother Nate said, I have decided that I do what I feel like, what feels good. I am not allowing others' thoughts, emotions, or thoughts to stop me from pursuing my idea of happiness. Yes, be childlike as possible for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there. So what feels good to you?
Yeah.
What makes you happy? not the society structure and conditioning that tells us what happiness needs to be for each and every one of us. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What allows you to be that kid again? And I saw a post on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, that was a great question. And they asked, like, what did you want to do as a kid? Like, what did you want to be as a kid? And are you doing that now as an adult? So it was funny. I remember my question or my answer that I had that I wanted to be as a kid. I want to be a superhero. And I am that. My own unique way. Not able to fly yet. I said yet. But just be able to be a superhero.
Yeah.
What about you? As a kid, what did you want to do? And are you doing that right now?
There's a couple of interpretations to that. One was, I remember in kindergarten, I was feeling some kind of way towards some of the people in my kindergarten class, and that's another awesome subject that we can talk about another day. And what I started doing in kindergarten is that I wanted to be the one to play with the blocks. Like, the first one that gets over there gets the blocks. So I would go over there, I would tuck myself back into the corner, and I would build a nice big wall between me and everyone else.
Wow.
And that's what I wanted to do. Maybe I would poke a hole in that wall so that I could look through the little peephole and see what everyone else is up to. But I didn't want that sauce. And that's what I did for a lot of my life. But see, there's also a flip side to it. And when I finally became an architect, one of my professors said something really profound. And he said, may the rules, because there's lots of rules in architecture, he said, may the rules set you free. After that, I started doing what it took to break down those walls and to build my life instead of the walls. That's what I do now.
I had to play this real quick. This reminds me of this wrestling song. Is this it? Just for you.
You only play 14 seconds. Take down the walls.
Break down the walls. This reminds me of the wrestling guy, Chris Jericho. Break the walls down. You say how long you got to keep it for?
Huh?
How long can you play for?
14 seconds.
Oh, that was less than 14 seconds.
Yeah. Nate says, pirate, you're currently flying there, superhero. LOL. A spy you are, then, young lady.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, man, I wish more people would do it, but this is just enough.
Peering into people's souls.
Yeah.
Why couldn't the young pirates go see the movie?
Why?
Because it was rated R.
Okay. I got one for you.
Yeah.
What did the magical person say to the other magical person?
Oh, what?
Stay magical.
Was that our closing?
Yeah.
Oh.